Have you ever wondered why some people seem to navigate life's storms with serenity, while others are knocked down by the winds of adversity? The answer lies in the power of focus and the capacity for adaptation of the human mind. Today, let's explore how you can use the maximum power of your focus and mind to achieve what you desire. Number 1. Master the art of adaptation. Master the art of adaptation. Amid the chaos and unpredictability of life, adaptation is the key that unlocks the door to serenity and wisdom. In human existence, nothing is static. Everything is in constant flux, and rigidity leads to breaking. Just as a river molds itself to the contours of the stones, we must mold ourselves to circumstances. Adversity is not an enemy, but a disguised opportunity. When we face difficulties, we reveal our true strength and character. It is not about avoiding suffering, but transcending its grasp through acceptance and adaptation. Imagine a tree in the midst of a storm. The branches that resist with rigidity break, but those that bend with the wind survive. Be like those flexible branches, allowing yourself to adapt to the winds of circumstance. Life presents us with constant challenges, and our role is not to lament their presence but to face each one as a chance for growth. Face uncertainty not with fear, but with the confidence that by adapting, you will find a way. Just as the potter molds clay, you have the power to shape your mind to adjust to emerging situations. The mind is the most powerful tool we possess, and adaptability is its greatest strength. By practicing the art of adaptation, you free yourself from the shackles of expectation and control. You learn to navigate the unknown with resolute calm, knowing that regardless of what happens, you have within you the capacity to adjust and thrive. This is the power of focus, directing your energy and attention to what you can control, your attitudes and responses, and letting go of what is beyond your domain. Think of the great sages of the past. They were not immune to difficulties, but were masters in the art of adaptation. They faced each obstacle with a serene mind and firm will, transforming adversities into invaluable lessons. You, too, can achieve this mastery. When confronted with obstacles, do not question why they arose but how you can grow from them. Adapt not only to external circumstances but also to internal ones. Recognize your emotions, understand your reactions, and work to adjust them in a way that serves your greater purpose. Master your thoughts, for they shape your perception of reality. Always remember, the adaptable mind is the invincible mind. See life as an eternal flow, where rigidity is synonymous with fragility, and adaptability is synonymous with strength. Each day, train your mind to adjust, to see potential in every situation, and to transform challenges into steps for your personal growth. By mastering the art of adaptation, you will find that no situation can break your serenity, nor circumstance divert your purpose. Number 2. Clarity of purpose. Imagine yourself lost in a vast forest surrounded by darkness without a defined path. Each step is hesitant, every sound amplifies your fears. Yet, by lighting a torch, you not only illuminate your path, but also dispel the shadows gathering around you. This torch is clarity of purpose. When we truly understand what we desire, we become architects of our destiny. Stoicism teaches that strength lies in our ability to focus on what we can control and accept what we cannot. Clear purpose is the convergence point of this wisdom. It gives us the power to discern between the essential and the superfluous, directing our energy towards what truly matters. Life, with its myriad distractions and challenges, constantly tries to divert us from our path. But when we know exactly what we seek, our determination becomes unshakable. It is not the absence of obstacles that defines our success, but the persistence with which we face each adversity. Clarity of purpose transforms challenges into opportunities, failures into lessons. Imagine an archer. Without a target, every arrow shot is lost in the void. But with a clear target, every movement, every breath, aligns with the intention of hitting the center. Similarly, clarity of purpose aligns our thoughts, actions, and emotions, channeling them in a single powerful direction. Stoicism reminds us that true freedom comes from self-discipline and control over our desires and aversions. When we have a clear purpose, we are no longer slaves to momentary impulses or fleeting desires. We become masters of ourselves, guided by a vision that transcends the immediate and the trivial. It is the depth of this commitment that gives us the strength to resist temptations and persevere through difficulties. Clear purpose is also a refuge in emotional storms. When the winds of doubt and fear blow strong, our vision becomes the safe harbor. We remember why we started, what motivates us, and find the courage to continue. There is no force more powerful than a mind that knows what it wants and is willing to fight for it. In seeking clarity of purpose, we are in fact seeking ourselves. We are questioning what truly matters, what defines our value and meaning. This process of introspection is painful but necessary. It is through it that we uncover our true aspirations, those that resonate with our deepest essence. When we finally find this clarity, something within us changes. We begin to live not for the approval of others or the fulfillment of external expectations, but for the realization of a purpose that is genuinely ours. This purpose gives us the courage to be authentic, to follow our own path, even if it goes against the current. Clarity of purpose also demands sacrifice. We cannot pursue all desires simultaneously. We need to choose, and this choice implies renunciation. But it is in renunciation that we find true freedom. By letting go of what is superficial, we make room for what is profound. By focusing on a singular goal, we intensify our energy and increase our chances of success. Thus, clarity of purpose is not just about knowing what we want, but committing to live according to that vision. It is a sacred pact with oneself, a vow of loyalty to one's own soul. Each day, each moment, becomes an opportunity to reaffirm this commitment, to move one step closer to fulfillment. Therefore, if you wish to achieve what truly matters, start by seeking clarity of purpose. Ask yourself, what do I truly desire? Why is this important to me? What am I willing to sacrifice to achieve it? And above all, remember that the journey is as important as the destination. It is along the way that we find our true selves, develop the strength and wisdom needed to embrace our destiny. Clarity of purpose is the key to a full and meaningful life. It gives us direction, focus, and determination. It frees us from the chains of doubt and indecision, allowing us to move forward with confidence and courage. And in the end, it allows us to look back with satisfaction and forward with hope, knowing that we are living a life true to our essence. Number 3. Techniques for intensive focus. At the core of our ambitions, where desire burns like an incessant flame, lies the key to realizing our dreams, the power of intense focus. In a world full of distractions and chaos, the ability to concentrate deeply is an act of rebellion against mediocrity, a step toward greatness. Two techniques stand out as beacons on this path of mindfulness: Pomodoro and deep work. The Pomodoro method, with its almost ascetic simplicity, teaches us to divide our time into short, focused segments interspersed with brief intervals. This practice not only boosts our productivity, but also trains our minds to concentrate intensely, like a beam of light piercing the darkness. Imagine a warrior whose sword is forged by fire and hammer. Each Pomodoro is a hammer strike, shaping your discipline, sharpening your mind. 25 minutes of absolute focus, followed by 5 minutes of rest, repeated until the task is complete. This rhythmic alternation between work and rest is not merely a technique, but a dance of the mind, a harmony between effort and recovery. On the other hand, we have deep work, the art of immersing oneself completely in cognitively demanding tasks for extended periods, without allowing distractions to intrude. This is the domain of masters, those who transcend the ordinary to achieve the extraordinary. In the profound silence of immersive work, we find a rare clarity where every thought is sharp, every action deliberate. To embrace deep work, one must create a sanctuary of concentration, a space where the outside world is kept at bay. Here the mind can explore the depths of its potential, free from the chains of constant interruptions. It is a return to essence, to the purity of undiluted thought. Each session of deep work is an inner journey, where we find not only answers but also parts of ourselves that often remain hidden. By combining these techniques, Pomodoro and deep work, we form an armor of focus that protects us from the dissipation of energy. Pomodoro keeps our minds alert and flexible, while deep work allows deep dives into the task at hand. Together, they guide us through the labyrinth of productivity, showing us that true achievement is not in the quantity of effort, but in the quality of focus. To achieve what we desire, we must first understand that desire alone is insufficient. It is concentrated effort, disciplined work, and the ability to remain focused that transform dreams into reality. Each Pomodoro is a step toward the goal, each session of deep work a quantum leap in our journey. In the end, intense focus is not just a tool, but a state of being. It is the manifestation of a mind that refuses to be diverted, that values each moment as an opportunity to advance. It is the mark of those who are not content with less than they are capable of those who see every distraction overcome as a victory, every moment of concentration as a triumph. Number 4. Discipline. Discipline is the invisible force that shapes our desires into realities. It is the steady hand that guides the mind, heart, and spirit toward what we aspire to achieve, resisting the temptations and distractions that come our way. Without discipline, we are like ships adrift without direction, at the mercy of the waves and storms of life. Imagine a flame burning in the midst of a gale. Without protection and care, this flame would extinguish in moments. Discipline is that protection, the shield that keeps the fire of our purpose alive, that fuels our determination. Each disciplined act is a brick in the construction of our destiny, a confirmation that we are committed to what truly matters. The path of discipline is arduous, full of sacrifices and renunciations, but it is precisely on this path that we find our true strength. Every moment of resistance, every conscious choice to stay firm, strengthens our will and brings us closer to what we desire. Discipline teaches us that true freedom is not in doing what we want, but in being able to do what is necessary to achieve our goals. Stoicism shows us that discipline is the art of living according to reason, of harmonizing our desires with reality. It teaches us to focus on what we can control and to accept what we cannot. Discipline is born from this understanding, this balance between action and acceptance. It gives us the serenity to face difficulties and the courage to persist in the face of adversity. Think of a sculptor before a block of marble. With each chisel stroke, he removes the excess, revealing the form he envisions in his mind. Similarly, discipline helps us sculpt our character, to remove excesses and imperfections, to reveal our true potential. Each disciplined act is a step toward our ideal version, an advance in the journey of self-discovery and fulfillment. Discipline is also a source of inner peace. When we commit to a purpose and act accordingly, we eliminate confusion and indecision. Each day becomes an opportunity to reaffirm our commitment, to advance a little further toward what we desire. This constancy, this continuous dedication, brings a deep sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. But discipline requires constant vigilance. Our impulses and immediate desires are always ready to divert us from our path. We need to be attentive, aware of our weaknesses, prepared to resist the temptations that arise. It is this vigilance that strengthens our will, allowing us to remain firm in our purpose even when everything seems to conspire against us. Discipline is also an act of self-love. When we choose to follow a disciplined path, we are affirming that we deserve to achieve our goals, that we are worthy of the necessary effort to realize them. We are taking care of ourselves, cultivating our best qualities, investing in our growth and development. This act of self-care is fundamental to our happiness and well-being. In practicing discipline, we learn to value the process as much as the outcome. Each small advance, each moment of resistance, is a victory in itself. We learn to appreciate the journey, to find joy in dedication and effort. And in the end, we realize that discipline is not just a means to achieve our desires, but an end in itself, a source of continuous satisfaction and fulfillment. Therefore, Discipline is the key to transforming our desires into realities. It gives us the strength to persevere, the clarity to focus on what truly matters, and the courage to face any challenge. It is through discipline that we become masters of our destiny, capable of realizing our deepest dreams and living a full and meaningful life. Number 5. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is the sharp blade that cuts through the bonds of distraction and uncertainty, revealing a clear path to what we desire. In the chaotic vastness of existence, where thoughts and emotions intertwine in an incessant whirlwind, mindfulness stands as a beacon, guiding us through internal and external storms. It is the practice of being completely present, embracing each moment with wholeness and awareness, experiencing life in its full intensity. Imagine the mind as a serene lake. When disturbed by the wind of distraction, its waters become murky, reflecting only distorted fragments of reality. However, when we cultivate mindfulness, these waters calm, allowing us to see with clarity and depth. It is in this clarity that we find the strength to focus our efforts, to direct our energy efficiently, and to achieve our goals. Mindfulness teaches us to live in the present, to value each moment as it is without being swept away by the tides of the past or the anxieties of the future. This state of total presence allows us to understand our true motivations and desires, discerning what truly matters. It is in this singular focus, this commitment to the now, that we find the ability to shape our destiny. Stoicism reminds us that our perception of the world is shaped by our thoughts and attitudes. Mindfulness gives us the power to choose our responses, to not be slaves to automatic impulses. Each moment of mindfulness is an act of freedom, a reaffirmation of our control over our own lives. It is the key to transforming impulsive reactions into conscious actions, to living in accordance with our highest values and goals. The practice of mindfulness is not easy. It requires discipline and commitment. However, its fruits are invaluable. By cultivating mental presence, we develop resistance to distractions and resilience in the face of adversity. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to practice mindfulness, to reaffirm our focus and determination. Through this continuous practice, we become masters of our minds, capable of directing our thoughts to what is truly important. Think of an archer, whose effectiveness depends on his ability to be completely present at the moment of release. Each breath, each movement is infused with intention and focus. Similarly, mindfulness empowers us to align our thoughts, emotions, and actions with our goals. It is the art of living with purpose, dedicating each moment to what truly matters. Mindfulness also provides us with a profound connection with ourselves. By being present, we hear our inner voice, understand our deepest needs and desires. This self-knowledge is essential for setting meaningful goals and finding the motivation to achieve them. Mindfulness helps us recognize the traps of self-sabotage, to acknowledge and overcome our fears and insecurities. Moreover, mindfulness strengthens our ability to face suffering and pain. Instead of fleeing or denying our difficulties, we learn to confront them with courage and serenity. Each difficult moment becomes an opportunity for growth, a chance to practice resilience. This inner strength, cultivated through mindfulness, enables us to persevere, to keep moving forward toward what we desire, even in the face of the greatest obstacles. Mindfulness is therefore the foundation upon which we build a life of purpose and fulfillment. It gives us the clarity to see our path, the strength to resist distractions, and the courage to face difficulties. It is through the constant and dedicated practice of mindfulness that we become capable of achieving our highest goals and living a full and meaningful life. Number 6. Self-control. Self-control is the chain that frees us from the slavery of our own impulses. In a world full of temptations and distractions, where fleeting desires clamor for our attention, self-control is the anchor that keeps us steady and focused on our goals. It is the ability to master our emotions, restrain our impulses, and act wisely, even in the face of the greatest trials. Imagine a warrior on the battlefield. His effectiveness lies not only in brute strength, but in the ability to control every movement, to choose each strike with precision, and to remain calm under pressure. Self-control is this refined skill, the ability to act with purpose and clarity, regardless of circumstances. It is what transforms chaos into order, disorder into harmony. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom comes from control over ourselves. It is not external circumstances that determine our destiny, but our response to them. Self-control gives us the power to choose our responses, to not be mere puppets of our desires and fears. It empowers us to live according to our values, to pursue our goals with determination, and to resist the forces that try to divert us from our path. Every uncontrolled desire is a chain that binds us, preventing us from moving forward. Self-control is the key that frees us from these chains. It allows us to focus on what truly matters, channel our energy effectively, and avoid paths that lead us away from our goals. Through self-control, we find the clarity to discern between the essential and the superfluous, between what is truly desirable and what is mere illusion. Think of a mighty river. Without firm banks to contain it, its waters spread and lose strength. But with well-defined banks, the river flows with power and direction. Self-control is these banks, channeling our desires and actions into a powerful and directed current. It allows us to concentrate our efforts, gives us the strength to persevere in the face of difficulties, and the resilience to overcome obstacles. Self-control is not a denial of desires, but a wise management of them. It teaches us to differentiate between legitimate desires and momentary whims. It helps us recognize that not all impulses need to be satisfied, that true satisfaction comes from the control and conscious direction of our energies. Each act of self-control is an affirmation of our freedom, a step towards achieving our deepest goals. In the silence of self-control, we find inner peace. The mind quiets, internal conflicts dissipate, and a crystalline clarity emerges. With this clarity, we can see our goals sharply, chart a clear path to achieve them, and follow this path with unwavering determination. Self-control provides us with this peace, clarity, and strength. Every challenge we face is an opportunity to practice self-control. Every unsatisfied desire, every restrained impulse, strengthens our will and brings us closer to what we desire. It is in resistance and discipline that we find our true strength. Self-control is proof that we are capable of mastering our own lives, of being masters of our own destiny. By cultivating self-control, we develop a deep confidence in ourselves. We know that we are capable of resisting temptations, persevering through difficulties, and acting wisely in all situations. This confidence gives us the courage to pursue our goals with determination and the resilience to continue even when the path becomes difficult. Self-control is, therefore, the key to achieving our deepest desires. It gives us the strength to resist distractions, the clarity to focus on what truly matters, and the courage to face any challenge. Through self-control, we become capable of transforming our desires into realities and living a full and meaningful life. Number 7, avoid procrastination. Procrastination is the shadow that silently drags, sapping the vitality of our dreams and aspirations. Every postponed moment, every task left for later, is a grain of sand that accumulates until it forms an insurmountable barrier between us and our goals. To avoid procrastination, we need to cultivate the discipline of the mind, the unwavering focus that drives us to act, to take control of our journey. Imagine a traveler on a long road. Every step he delays, every detour he allows, prolongs his journey and increases the weight of his burden. The path to success is paved by decisive and constant actions, by the determination to move forward, regardless of distractions and challenges that arise. Procrastination is the silent enemy, the invisible obstacle that keeps us stagnant. To overcome it, we must understand its roots and face it with the firmness of a warrior. Stoicism teaches us that time is our most precious asset, a finite resource that must be used wisely. Every moment we waste is a lost opportunity, a chance to get closer to our goals that will never return. Procrastination is the thief of this time, the insidious force that diverts us from our true mission. Avoiding it requires constant vigilance, an unwavering commitment to our purposes. When we allow ourselves to procrastinate, we are in fact fleeing from ourselves, from our responsibilities and the potential that resides within us. We are postponing not just tasks, but the growth and fulfillment that come with action. Procrastination is a form of self-sabotage, a vicious cycle that feeds inertia and frustration. To break this cycle, we need to adopt a stance of courage and determination, of immediate action and unbreakable focus. Every small action, every task completed is a step toward our goal. It is the accumulation of these small steps that leads us to success, that transforms our dreams into reality. Avoiding procrastination is embracing the philosophy of the here and now, the understanding that the present moment is all we have and that we must use it to the fullest. It is through this perspective that we find the motivation to act, the energy to persist, and the clarity to advance. The act of avoiding procrastination also strengthens our self-discipline. Every time we choose to act instead of delay, we are training our mind and spirit, developing the ability to resist the temptations of inertia and complacency. This discipline becomes a habit, a second nature that empowers us to face any challenge with determination and focus. It is the continuous practice of deliberate action that builds the inner fortress necessary to achieve our desires. By avoiding procrastination, we also cultivate a deep sense of responsibility and integrity. We are committing ourselves to our goals, honoring our promises to ourselves and to others. This integrity is the foundation of trust and respect, both internal and external. It is the force that keeps us true to our path, that gives us the courage to continue, even when the way becomes arduous. Procrastination is ultimately a form of fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of not being capable. By confronting it, we are confronting our own fears, challenging the internal voices that tell us to give up, to delay. We are reaffirming our ability to act, to choose our destiny, and to fight for our dreams. This courage to face and overcome procrastination is what sets us apart, what empowers us to achieve what we desire. Avoiding procrastination allows us to live fully, with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Every moment seized, every action taken, brings us closer to our goals and provides us with a sense of progress and satisfaction. This life of action and purpose is the essence of true success, the full realization of our potential. Number 8, defining clear goals. Defining clear goals is the light that pierces the darkness of chaos and uncertainty, guiding us firmly toward the realization of our deepest desires. In a world full of distractions and diverging paths, the clarity of our goals acts as a compass, consistently pointing us in the right direction. Without this clarity, we are like leaves in the wind, at the mercy of currents that carry us away from what truly matters. Imagine an archer, whose effectiveness depends on his ability to visualize the target. Without a clear goal, every arrow shot is lost in the void, every effort wasted. Similarly, in life, without clearly defined goals, our efforts disperse, our energy wanes. Defining clear goals allows us to focus our actions, channel our will, and direct our energies effectively. Stoicism teaches us that the essence of fulfillment lies in control over ourselves, in the ability to direct our thoughts and actions according to our values and aspirations. Clear goals are the concrete manifestation of this principle. They provide us with a reference point, a measure by which we can assess our progress and adjust our course. They transform vague dreams into achievable targets, diffuse desires into tangible achievements. By defining clear goals, we are in fact mapping out our future. We are outlining the steps necessary to achieve what we desire and committing ourselves to follow that path. This act of definition is a commitment to ourselves, a declaration of our intentions, and a promise of dedication. It is an act of courage and faith, an affirmation of our ability to shape our own destiny. The clarity of goals also provides us with a profound sense of purpose. When we know exactly what we want, every action, every decision gains significance. Life ceases to be a series of disconnected events and becomes a coherent journey toward a desired end. This sense of purpose gives us the strength to persevere, the motivation to overcome obstacles, and the resilience to continue, even when the path becomes arduous. Moreover, clear goals help us maintain focus. In a world full of distractions, where countless forces compete for our attention, the ability to maintain focus is essential. Well-defined goals act as a filter, allowing us to ignore what is irrelevant and concentrate on what truly matters. They help us resist the temptations of procrastination and dispersion, keeping us firmly on the path to realizing our desires. The process of defining clear goals also allows us to evaluate and adjust our expectations. It forces us to confront reality, to consider our capabilities and limitations, and to plan accordingly. This honest assessment is essential for success, as it enables us to set realistic and achievable goals, which can be progressively adjusted as we advance. In pursuing clear goals, we develop the discipline necessary to achieve success. Every small step, every goal achieved, strengthens our confidence and prepares us for greater challenges. The discipline we cultivate in following our goals is the key to achieving any desire. It provides us with the inner strength to keep moving forward, even in the face of difficulties and setbacks. Clear goals also help us measure our progress and celebrate our achievements. They allow us to see how far we have come and what still needs to be done. This awareness of progress is a powerful source of motivation, encouraging us to continue and to strive even harder. It gives us the assurance that we are on the right path and brings us ever closer to our desires. Number 9. Identifying distractions. Identifying distractions is the first battle in the war for realizing our deepest desires. In a world filled with incessant noise and seductive temptations, our mind is constantly pulled in opposite directions, preventing us from focusing on what truly matters. To achieve our goals, we must be able to distinguish between what is essential and what is superfluous, between what strengthens us and what weakens us. Imagine a lighthouse in the midst of a storm. Its light needs to be clear and constant to guide sailors through turbulent waters. Each distraction is like a wave threatening to extinguish this light, diverting us from our course. Identifying these waves, these forces that steer us away from our goals, is crucial to maintaining our focus and determination. Stoicism teaches us that true wisdom lies in understanding what we can control and what we cannot. Distractions often arise from our inability to differentiate between what is relevant and what is trivial. Identifying them requires deep introspection, careful analysis of our thoughts, actions, and environment. We must be constantly vigilant, questioning every impulse, every diversion, asking ourselves, does this bring me closer to my goal or move me further away? Distractions can take many forms. They can be external, such as constant notifications from a hyper-connected digital world, or internal, like our own fears, doubts, and insecurities. Recognizing these distractions is the first step to neutralizing them. We need to develop the ability to observe our own mind, to notice when we are being diverted, and to bring our focus back to the right path. Think of a gardener tending to his garden. For his plants to grow strong and healthy, he needs to identify and remove the weeds that compete for resources. Similarly, for our goals to flourish, we need to identify and eliminate the distractions that drain our energy and attention. Every moment spent on what is not essential is a moment we cannot dedicate to what truly matters. Clarity of purpose is the most powerful tool for identifying distractions. When we know exactly what we want, every action, every choice can be evaluated against that goal. This gives us a clear criterion for deciding where to invest our time and energy. Clarity allows us to see through the fog of distractions, focusing on the path that leads to the realization of our desires. Additionally, we need to cultivate the discipline to resist distractions. Even when we identify them, the temptation to stray can be strong. It takes a firm will, an unyielding determination to stay the course. Every time we resist a distraction, we strengthen our ability to focus, develop our resilience, and bring ourselves closer to achieving our goals. The process of identifying distractions also leads to greater self-awareness. It forces us to confront our weaknesses, recognize the patterns that divert us, and understand the underlying motivations of our actions. This self-knowledge is crucial for our personal growth and for the realization of our desires. It allows us to adjust our behavior, refine our strategies, and improve our effectiveness. By eliminating distractions, we create a space of clarity and focus where we can work more productively and creatively. This space is essential for innovation, problem-solving, and realizing our potential. It is here that we find the serenity necessary to make wise decisions, the energy to execute our tasks, and the motivation to keep moving forward. Number 10. Time management. Time management is the key that unlocks the secrets of personal fulfillment and true purpose. In a world where time is the most finite and valuable resource, the ability to manage it wisely is what separates mere survival from a life full of meaning. Every wasted moment is an opportunity that will never return, a fraction of our life that dissolves into the void of inertia. Imagine life as an hourglass, where each grain of sand represents a moment of our existence. We cannot control the amount of sand in the hourglass, but we can choose how to use each grain that passes. Time management, then, is the art of making every moment count, of infusing each action with purpose and intention. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and time is one of the most critical aspects of this wisdom. We cannot extend time, but we can maximize its effectiveness. We must constantly ask ourselves, how am I using my time? Am I investing in activities that bring me closer to my goals? Or am I wasting it on trivialities that add nothing to my growth? Discipline is fundamental to time management. Without it, we become victims of our own procrastinations and distractions. Discipline allows us to create structure in our lives, establish priorities, and follow a plan of action. It helps us resist the temptation to yield to momentary whims and to maintain our focus on what truly matters. Each day presents us with a series of choices about how we will spend our time. The ability to say no to distractions and yes to priorities is an act of inner strength. It takes courage to ignore the incessant call of trivial things and concentrate on tasks that truly make a difference. This ability to focus is what transforms an ordinary day into a productive and meaningful one. Time management also teaches us to value the present moment. Instead of getting lost in past regrets or future anxieties, we learn to live fully in the now. This focus on the present allows us to make the most of each moment, live with more intensity, and appreciate the beauty and depth of every experience. Organization is another essential tool in time management. It allows us to plan our activities, set clear goals, and track our progress. A well-crafted plan gives us a clear vision of the path we need to take and helps us avoid wasting time on unnecessary activities. Organization provides us with a sense of control and empowers us to face challenges with confidence. However, time management is not just about efficiency and productivity. It is also about balance. We need to learn to balance our responsibilities with moments of rest and reflection. This balance is crucial to maintaining our mental and emotional health, avoiding burnout, and ensuring that we are living a full and satisfying life. Time is the fabric of our existence. Each moment is a thread that weaves together the experiences that define who we are. Time management, then, is the skill of weaving this fabric with intention and purpose, creating a tapestry that reflects our values, our dreams, and our true self. To manage our time effectively, we need to cultivate self-discipline, clarity of purpose, and the ability to focus. We must remain constantly vigilant, evaluating how we are using our time and making the necessary adjustments to ensure we are on the right path. This vigilance allows us to live more consciously and helps us avoid the regrets that come from a wasted life. Number 11. Developing positive habits. Developing positive habits is the solid foundation upon which we build the path to our deepest desires. Amid the uncertainties and challenges of life, it is our habits that shape our character and determine our destiny. The power of habit is a relentless force, capable of elevating us to the heights of our aspirations or keeping us imprisoned in patterns of mediocrity. To achieve what we desire, we must use the maximum power of focus to cultivate habits that bring us closer to our goals. Imagine a sculptor before a block of raw marble. With each precise strike of the chisel, he removes the excess, gradually revealing the masterpiece hidden within the stone. Similarly, positive habits are the chisel strikes that sculpt our character, removing the impurities of procrastination, indiscipline, and discouragement. Each positive habit is a firm step towards the realization of our desires. Stoicism teaches us the importance of living according to our values and principles, and habits are the daily expression of this philosophy. By developing positive habits, we align our daily actions with our highest aspirations, creating a clear and consistent path to success. This alignment gives us the strength to resist momentary temptations and distractions that divert us from our purpose. To develop positive habits, it is necessary to start with clarity of purpose. We need to clearly define what we want to achieve and identify the habits that will help us get there. This process of definition is crucial, as it provides us with a detailed map of our daily actions. Clarity of purpose acts as a compass, keeping us firmly directed towards our goals, even when the path becomes difficult. Self-discipline is the driving force behind the development of positive habits. Without it, our efforts dissipate, our resolutions weaken. Discipline allows us to maintain focus on our habits, even in the face of adversity. It is the ability to do what needs to be done, regardless of how we feel. Each act of discipline reinforces our habits, solidifying them until they become second nature. In addition to discipline, repetition is fundamental to habit formation. We need to practice our habits daily, with consistency and determination. Each repetition strengthens the neural connection, transforming conscious actions into automatic responses. This transformation is what makes habits a powerful force in our lives, freeing our minds to focus on more complex challenges and new goals. The environment in which we live also plays a crucial role in the development of positive habits. We need to create an environment that supports our habits, eliminating distractions and temptations that may divert us from the path. This supportive environment serves as a constant reminder of our goals and a continuous source of motivation. Regular reflection on our habits is equally important. We need to continuously assess our progress, adjusting our habits as necessary to ensure we are on the right track. This reflection provides us with the opportunity to correct deviations and reinforce our commitment to our goals. It gives us the perspective needed to see the impact of our habits on our lives and the motivation to keep improving them. Developing positive habits also involves patience and perseverance. Results are not immediate, and it is easy to become discouraged by slow progress. However, it is important to remember that each small advance is a step towards our final goal. Perseverance allows us to overcome moments of frustration and keep moving forward, confident that our efforts will be rewarded. Number 12, emotional balance. Amid the incessant chaos of life, where waves of uncertainty and adversity strike us without warning, lies a silent and unwavering force that few know but all can cultivate: emotional balance. It is not the absence of emotions but the ability to master them, to not be a slave to momentary impulses and transient whims. Imagine yourself as a steadfast rock in the midst of a furious storm. The wind may howl and the rain may fall violently, but the rock remains unshaken. So must our mind be, resilient, stable, unbreakable. The power of emotional balance grants us clear vision, even when the events around us are murky. This power does not arise by chance. It is forged in the fire of daily practice, in the constant facing of challenges, in the careful observation of our reactions. We do not control external events. However, how we react to them is entirely within our control. Here lies true freedom, the freedom to choose our responses, to remain serene even in the midst of chaos. Emotional balance enables us to see beyond the immediate, to transcend the now in search of a deeper understanding. The difficulties we face are not curses, but disguised opportunities, tests of our inner strength. Each obstacle is a chance to practice virtue, to perfect the art of living with wisdom and dignity. When we cultivate this balance, we do not allow ourselves to be swept away by excessive joy in victories, nor by deep sorrow in defeats. We recognize that both are fleeting, mere shadows on the grand stage of existence. Just as an actor does not become the role he plays, we are not defined by the events that happen to us. We are, instead, the directors of our own minds, the masters of our reactions. To develop this ability requires constant introspection and self-examination. We must ask ourselves, why did I react this way? What does this reveal about my weaknesses? How can I improve? There is no room for complacency on the path to emotional balance. Each day is a new opportunity to refine our art, to move closer to perfect serenity. Remember, however, that this journey is not free of difficulties. There will be moments of doubt, of temptation to give in to despair or uncontrolled euphoria. But each fall is a lesson, each mistake, a teaching. With patience and determination, we can rise stronger, wiser, more balanced. Emotional balance is ultimately an act of courage. It is the courage to face reality as it is, without filters, without illusions. It is the courage to accept that life is uncertain, that pain and pleasure are inevitable, but that we can choose how to respond to them. This courage frees us from the shackles of fear, anxiety, and hopelessness. And when we achieve this state of balance, we become beacons of calm in a turbulent world. Our presence brings peace to those around us. Our wisdom illuminates the dark paths that others fear to tread. It is not about achieving perfection, but about tirelessly pursuing virtue, about becoming, day by day, better versions of ourselves, of